Oh, it's a beautiful day today. What a glorious, glorious morning. Today, I'm on a little bit of a mission. I've had the idea to put some decking up on my roof, and I've had a couple of ideas, and I'm just going down to a timber merchant now to see if they've... Jackson's Timber. I'm going to go in there and see if they've got what I need. Hey mate, I called the lady before and she said, well, I was looking for marine ply and she gave me a quote for the marine ply, and then she also said you had something cheaper that's pretty similar.
The Malayan?
Yeah, I think it was that, yeah.
Yeah.
How heavy is it? Is it pretty heavy?
It's not overly heavy, but it's not overly light either. It's quite an average. We've got it outside, yeah.
Amazing.
£34.80 a sheet, including the VAT. Is it cash or card?
That's 40 there, mate.
Just take your vehicle round the side and see one of the lads with that.
Thanks a lot, mate. Cheers. Yeah, I'm just looking for someone to help me get this from the back. There's no one there.
Oh, is there no one out there?
No, they all seem
on
to
the
be doing
dinner hours.
something.
We've had staff through here, because we're shot in here.
Oh, really, are you? I've got the timber piece, and that guy was really unhelpful. He was not having a good day. Everything he did was like, fucking hell, bastard. Oh, shit. Yeah, I can help you, but you know, I'm not taking it inside for you. But he cut it for me, so I guess that was okay. I feel like I don't really know anything when it comes to DIY. I really know nothing. And I can cook quite well. And I can imagine it's like having a recipe and not knowing any of the ingredients that you need to get. So I think I'm gonna have a look at what I need to do, look at the best way. Thankfully there's some really handy people in the village, so I can discuss with them how I can do it, and then I can go off and do it myself. I'm super just guessing this. Anyway, I've bought the board now. I can't put it off any longer, I have to kind of do it. Damn it, I've got it cut too small.
No, what about 2 bits of flat wood there and there?
That would work. So I'm going to try and explain the plan for this roofing rack at the moment. I made the stupid mistake of getting the guys at the wood place to cut it for me without knowing the length that I needed to cut it to, and we cut it too short. So I had, oh, this is broken. I had a piece of wood that was 6 foot, and the van is 7 foot wide. So it was too short, and I had this other piece that was 2 foot. So what Mum suggested, which is quite clever, she's like, cut down the middle of here, boom, and put half underneath, like so, that these would connect to the side of the van, and this would connect to here. Theoretically, that should work perfectly. And so I'd have this here, and then I'd cut this bit out to put the skylight in. There's also connections here, boom. So that should be securely held in place. this guy that's going to get cut out. Cut it out. Radio station's amazing.
Dripping sandwiches and sugar.
Do you remember bacon crisped underneath? The bacon rinds under and crisp up, and then you used to eat them. Because they were crispy and crunchy like crisps.
I must admit, I still love everything crunchy. I don't like my bacon soggy, I like it.
You know, I don't like my bacon soggy
well
either.
done and snap and we're away. But I'm getting hungry now. Food. And I hope you're all doing a nice tea for everybody. And there's no burning going on.
Kathleen's remembering things from the past.
Oh yes, I'm sure she will. All that food she'll be remembering, I tell you, I do. So the next one is I Found You.
I can say what I'm feeling.
And that is how you preserve wood. So that is the first day done. I've primed and coated the wood. So tomorrow, well, whether or not it's dry or not, I'm going to put it up there. It's currently 6:30 in the morning. I've been editing for a few hours with Rufus. And then I'm going to, in about a few minutes, I'm going to go and check on the van. Food! Let's go. Let's go and get some food. Come on. Go, buddy. Come on. Come on. Come on. Hey, come on. That's it. That's it, buddy. So I've treated the wood. Like that. That's the treat. And I am now at the point where I'm going to put these on here and then start attaching this up. And I think I've got the right screws. My only concern is the screws to screw into here are a bit too long. I'm worried that I'm going to go into the van, so I need to just have a look at see if I can work out how I'm going to put those on. But there we are.
Now, I've been told on a number of occasions that I've got a voice for the radio. So, I'll give you my best radio voice and we can see if that's true. The reason I'm doing this voiceover is because of the wind. It was so strong, it made the audio unusable. I'll give you an example now. Yep, ruined. But at least now you get to listen to the sound of my honeyed larynx as I describe in great detail what's going on. So the problem here is that I didn't measure if the brackets would fit, and they don't. So it was time to ask the villagers for help. Here's Don, a lovely bloke who offered to cut them down to size. I'm rather embarrassed to say that for the longest time, I thought his name was Terry, and I've been calling him that for months. Whoops.
This village is pretty awesome. I've just been to see a man called Don. And he's just sawed these off. He's telling me about his time working in the shipyard. He started in 1963. He started showing me his old wage packets. I think he got paid like £16 for a week's worth of work in the 60s. Anyway, that was a great experience. Now to see if these will fit.
And they fit. But before I screw these into place, there's something that I've got to do. Ooh. I decide that it's a good idea to clean all this green stuff off the roof. A deck scrubbing brush would have been ideal, but all I've got to hand are a kitchen sponge and a washcloth. It's gonna take a while, so I'll speed it up since I'm a nice guy. Here I am cleaning. That's me doing some cleaning. But just like in Aliens, when Ripley cleans Newt's face and makes a clean spot, once I start, I quickly realize I'm going to have to do the whole thing. But I leave the rest of the roof for another day and get down to changing the sealant. I noticed while I was cleaning that all the old seals were decayed and nasty like.
So bad news for me, good news for you if you're enjoying getting entertainment out of watching me do stupid stuff, is that I'm really, really bad at this. I've done this before, and so it's probably going to be terrible.
What you need to do is you apply sealant to all the edges and cracks that look like water could get in through to ruin your day. Be careful with this stuff though. My clothes are covered in it and it doesn't wash off. It's also a nightmare to get off your hands, and funnily enough it smells like salt and vinegar crisps, which is weird. Next, I use the offcuts of wood, cut them into strips and screw them into the underside of the decking. This is so it doesn't start to bow under its own weight. Then, I file down the sharp nasty bits on the screws that poke through the board. I use Don's file that makes light work of any hazardous metal protrusions. It's a problem that I wouldn't have dealt with once it's up there, so it's best to get it done now.
I've been all day here and I've pretty much finished the job. It's a bit messy, but it works.
Now let's go up and take a look at the finished roof and lovely view. Wow. Wow, it's amazing. I can see for miles up here. Wow. I'm going to overdub my own voice now. Here goes. Job's a good un. Hey, how you doing? Here I am, back in the overdub booth where I record all my sweet overdubs. Before I go, I'd just like to say thanks for watching and I hope you found it interesting. If you like anything of what I do, please subscribe to my channel, support me on Patreon, or follow me on Instagram. Alright, I'm gonna go now. Catch you later. Bye for now.